YouTubers who have spent time in jail or prison. That wasn't actually Sunny V2, it was me!
You guys like watching Sunny V2 stuff with me? Let's watch more.
These are 10 YouTubers who have spent time behind bars, and we're going to list them from 3 hours in jail to 50 years in prison, beginning with Sam Pepper and Ice Poseidon, who got arrested together.
Before we go on, let me go back here. I don't know if I recognize really any of these YouTubers. Sam Pepper, Ice Poseidon, Logan Paul, Sniper Wolf. I don't know who that guy is. No idea who these people are. No idea who this guy is. Who the fuck? That's that guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. Never heard of him, never heard of him. This guy looks like pure evil. And he got 50 years in prison, so.
Back in mid-2018, Sam and Ice had the genius idea of hiding in a purple wooden...
It's for research purposes.
Fortnite llama on wheels.
They're hiding on a
sneak past security into VidCon, where they'd stay and film a 24-hour overnight challenge.
Interesting.
Everything seemed to be going well in the beginning, as Sam and Ice cruised into the convention, whilst filming and laughing at security through a little peephole. However, the two seemed to forget that they were live streaming to thousands of people, and it would only take one call to VidCon to have their whole plan shut down.
Yeah, you're live streaming. By the way, this is very sweet. And it has almost nothing of value in it whatsoever. And no sodium, which is the primary electrolyte.
This call would happen less than 10 minutes after getting inside, which is followed by security and police walking straight up to them before they'd be arrested.
Run! Oh!
What is all this?
The two were taken back to the police station, banned from VidCon for life, and given a notice to appear in court, which eventually resulted in a further 2 years probation, $100 in fines, and 80 hours of
$100, $50, $50 for each of them, or? I don't know.
Sam Pepper and Ice Poseidon's arrest was short-sighted and idiotic. However, it still wasn't as stupid as the time.
Yeah, that one was dumb as hell. I feel like Ice Poseidon's done way dumber stuff, like that airplane stunt thing. That wasn't good. Also, it looks like I'm wearing a wig, all right? I'm at the point in my hair growth where it looks like I'm wearing a wig. How do I fix this?
Logan Paul was sent to jail for a whole day after getting arrested in Italy. It happened back in 2017 when Logan was in his obnoxious vlogger phase, and prior to the arrest, Logan's group had disrespected Italian norms, gotten kicked out of hotels, and had filmed locals without their permission. So by the time the group made it to Italy's famous Colosseum, they were bound to get into trouble. Logan began by stating that he knew flying a drone over the Colosseum was illegal.
I understand drone shots here are illegal, so let's definitely do that.
Why would you just want to commit a crime? The dude is an actual villain. Like, I for some reason liked him, but he seems to truly just be a villain. Like, from the beginning, he's a villain. He pretends to be virtuous, and his brother, at least his brother's honest.
The military were able to capture it.
I found it. Ellipsis. Military has it.
And Logan was arrested shortly thereafter.
Fly of a drone in this area is illegal.
No bueno.
I must arrest you for this.
Okay.
After being released from jail later that afternoon,
very friendly
Logan was
arresting.
straight back to his idiotic self.
Yo, I'm a savage, bro. Free my boy Logan. You can't stop Logan.
And if anything, seemed proud of what had happened.
I went to jail, bro. I've been in jail, bro.
I cannot believe this is a real time in YouTube history. Like, I forgot this. I blocked this all out of my head. No wonder all these creators were making videos trash them. These dudes are assholes.
His punishment wasn't nearly as bad as Sniper Wolf's, who after being charged with armed robbery, had to spend multiple nights in jail.
Dude, she goes hard,
It happened back in 2013 before Sniper Wolf became a big YouTuber.
But it's not true, it's not
the
true.
incident was explained in a video appropriately titled
My jail
Story.
My jail story.
While shopping at a department store, she was asked by security to check her bag, yet since Sniper Wolf didn't want this to happen, she pushed the security guard and ran back to her car.
He stopped me, asked for my bag, and pulled it from me. I didn't know what to do. I just ran away and got in my car.
Sniper Wolf seemed confident that she didn't actually have anything in her bag.
I didn't even steal anything, and they had no proof I did.
Yet under the assumption that she was running because she'd stolen something, Sniper Wolf was arrested later that day.
They took me to the police station jail. They took mugshots, and they asked us a ton of questions.
She was then charged with armed robbery.
I was charged with armed robbery. How? They said it wasn't official charges. They could just pretty much charge us whatever they want right now.
Before she'd be sent to a larger jail complex, where she remained for 3 days before before being released.
I was in jail for almost 3 days.
Yet this wouldn't be the last time that Sniper Wolf ended up behind bars.
Yeah, that is weird that they can just kind of hold you and do stuff. I like the armed robbery one. This one's even better though.
3 years
Check
later,
this out.
Sniper Wolf would take to Twitter to make a new post reading, "So neighbors called the cops because they heard screaming, and I got arrested for disorderly
Lol at
conduct.
my
Lol
mugshot."
at my mugshot though." This post was followed by a video simply titled Arrested, in which Sniper Wolf explained that she'd been taken to jail for the night after getting into a petty fight with her boyfriend.
So of course I was screaming. I got arrested for disorderly conduct. So apparently you're not allowed to scream in your own house.
And while it definitely feels like Sniper Wolf isn't telling the full story about both of her jail terms,
feel
there's
like
definitely no
absolutely.
missing details.
Yeah, I definitely feel, I get that vibe too. I get the vibe. What happens in the dark shall eventually come to the light. Darman moment.
Guys, we can all want a more lesson from Doorman. Sure, he's a fraudster, but we can all want a door lesson from Doorman.
For the next YouTuber who was sentenced
Who
to
is this
15
guy?
months in prison for playing a prank
Scary.
on a homeless person.
Whoa.
Back in
That's
2017,
a
a
long
Spanish
time.
creator with over 1 million subscribers
Reset.
called Reset thought it would be a good idea to take the filling
He
out of
looks
an
like-
Oreo, replace it with toothpaste, and give it to a homeless person.
Wow.
Despite stating that the toothpaste-filled Oreo would
He looks normal here, but in his mugshot, he looked like he'd never been outside. He looked like a crawfish that had freshly molted.
the community began to destroy Reset, creating a 125,000 signature petition to have his channel
Whoa.
deleted, which accompanied a 19 million view video by Auron Play titled Reset, the most
my
stupid
God.
on internet.
I like
However,
that title.
Reset's worst punishment was still
I like
yet
that
to
title.
come, as after the
Good
homeless
title.
man's daughter noticed the backlash on the internet, she'd take legal action against the YouTuber, and
Good.
Reset ended up in court. The judge, Rosa Aragonés, noted that it was not an isolated event, and the social media star had a propensity for cruel behavior and preying on easily or vulnerable
Oh
victims.
my goodness.
She found him guilty of violating the man's moral integrity. Reset was sentenced
That
to
is
15
awesome.
months in prison and was ordered to pay 20,000 euros to the homeless
What
man.
country is
Reset
this?
also received a 5-year ban from all social media, with this sentence commencing in June 2019, meaning he'll be able to return to YouTube in June 2024.
You guys think he's coming back? He still looks like a crawfish. I don't know what's like what. I'm not sure what that even means. He just looks very like his eyes are too blue, or like his skin is very, very pale, and his eyes are very blue, and his hair. It just looks really weird. It's like how I look like like I'm wearing a wig.
Beamscore was another
Beamscore
million-plus subscriber channel who managed to land themselves in prison, although for an even longer time than Reset. The two owners of the family channel, Billy and Eva, were often
never
seen
heard
on
of these
social
people.
media with luxury cars and extravagant homes, yet it turns out that not all of their money had been made through their
Extravagant.
YouTube channel. Because on the 23rd of February 2020, they'd upload a video titled "We Kept This a Secret Long Enough, We Were Arrested," in which they'd explained that they had a court date for an unspecified charge.
Got them
Yes,
Gucci
we were
earrings.
arrested, and we have a very important day. We have a sentencing day that will change our lives forever. For the good
Sentencing.
or for the bad.
A month later, it was revealed that
Could
the
be
couple
bad.
were being accused of identity theft and defrauding the government, having accessed or
Nice.
attempted to access social security accounts belonging to over
Oh
1,400
my
different individuals
goodness.
without the victim's knowledge or authorization.
Stealing identities to make money. That was my hustle back then. And I knew what I was doing was wrong, but it was just I needed a way to make money.
The couple explained that
There's other ways to make money, though. You can make money like by you can work at McDonald's, get a job at McDonald's.
they then used their time in prison as clickbait for content, yet this
Good.
behavior wasn't nearly as bad as Russian YouTuber Ruslan Sokolovsky.
At least they made the best of their time in prison, though. I think this Prime is giving me a migraine. I've literally started getting a migraine since I've been drinking this. Drink Prime. Hashtag drink Prime. Causes chronic migraines.
YouTuber Ruslan
Russian
Sokolovsky,
YouTuber.
who was sentenced to
He's got a little bit of a
3.5
hickey on his
years
neck.
in prison for playing Pokemon Go in a church.
Whoa.
In early August 2016,
That's crazy.
Sokolovsky filmed a video of himself catching Pokemon in Yekaterinburg's Church on Blood. The video stirred
Whoa.
up a controversy among believers, while a criminal case was initiated in accordance with the Russian Criminal Code's articles, citing incitement to hatred and enmity, denigrating human dignity, as well as violating the right to freedom
my
of
lord.
conscience and religion.
The alleged crime, playing Pokemon Go inside an Orthodox church. Sokolovsky shared a
That is
YouTube video
terrible.
that showed him playing the smartphone game. His video went viral and prompted a police investigation.
Video went
Officials
viral,
said the
and because there is no separation of church and state in Eastern Europe, he went to jail for 3 years. That's why I like America, 'cause we got the right to play Pokemon Go wherever we want. even in the Capitol building.
Video was one of many by the young blogger that questioned
The young
or criticized
blogger?
the church.
In May 2017, approximately
This guy's
1
going
year
to
after
jail for
posting
sure.
the Pokemon Go video, Rosalind was handed a 3.5-year suspended prison term, and while his 500,000 subscriber YouTube
my
channel
lord.
is pretty much dead these days, he's still yet to spend any time behind bars.
He still hasn't spent any time behind bars? Oh, well then, oh well. Well, that sucks that you can be suspended or sentenced to such a terrible, like, just for nothing, really.
Jens the Beast had a harsher sentence than anyone else on this list so
Makes sense.
far, although he was actually able to use YouTube to improve his reputation after getting out of prison. Jens the
Interesting.
Beast explained that his life began to spiral out
Dude
of
is
control
jacked.
following the death of his mother at the age of 24.
That
He was
sucks.
sent to prison for the first time back in 2009 after getting into an altercation with a nightclub bouncer, yet after finishing this first prison
Whoa.
stint, he was sent back 2 more times, totaling 4 years spent behind bars.
He has so
During
many
his final
tattoos.
stint, Jens made the decision to get his life together.
The last prison sentence that I got, I used a lot of my time finding myself with cognitive therapy and anger management, stuff like that. So I cleared up my mind, decided that I'm not going back.
And after being released from prison, he launched his own coaching program before joining Rich Piana's 5% Nutrition Group. And with the assistance
I've
of
seen this
YouTube
guy.
and Instagram, Jens was able to turn his life around completely.
Less than 3 years ago, I was released from prison, and now I got
Less
2
than 3
companies
years
going,
ago.
working with clients all over the world and
This
doing
is cool.
expos and got so many fans and followers. I'm really, really grateful.
However, while Jens is certainly one of the scariest looking people on the platform, his 4 years in prison still seems minor when compared to Saucy.
His 4 years in prison seems minor when you compare it to these other people we've never heard of. Jen seems cool. He seems like a cool, big Northern European guy. You know, I'm from Sweden, you're a troll. I hunt the trolls. You guys seen that new movie Troll? It's fucking terrible.
Who are facing a 7-year sentence for a YouTube prank.
This may have been fun for those YouTubers, but tonight they're facing some serious felony charges and up to 7 years in jail.
In February 2022, the 25,000 subscriber channel posted a video titled 24-Hour Overnight
I made a video on this.
We're about to spend the night in
I made a video on this.
Spend overnight in Target.
After introducing the
people
video,
are
the two would
so
hide in the store and wait for it to close. They then walk around filming themselves before walking out in the morning, stating that they had been there all night.
Been to Walmart all night long.
Successfully completed our overnight challenge.
Absolutely. Time to celebrate.
The
Time to
video went up
celebrate.
like any other. However, the couple was arrested after the video was watched by police.
West Whiteland police saw the video and arrested Johnson LaRose and Charlotte
They're like, we like
Fisher
these
for
guys,
criminal
but this is
trespassing
illegal.
and conspiracy.
Criminal trespass, which is a felony of the 3rd degree. They're not entitled to be there, which makes it a crime.
Well, they're not entitled to be there, which makes it a crime. And I do have to say, I do like Saucy and Honey's content. I smash like, and I am a long-time subscriber. But this is just beyond the lines of the law, and I just cannot let this slide.
But after being arrested, the two were charged with criminal trespassing, conspiracy, and are now facing up to 7 years in prison.
Good.
However,
Awesome.
7 years
Well,
is
hopefully
still
that whole
nothing
7
when
years
compared to
goes
Wes
up.
Watson, whose 10 years in prison acted as a basis for him to become a multi-millionaire.
What?
Now, Wes was already a
How?
millionaire prior to entering prison.
How'd he do
However, this
that?
money had been earned via illegal activity and would therefore also become the reason for his
that
time
makes
behind
sense.
bars. After 10
looks
years in the
like a
California prison
badass.
system, Wes decided that he was ready to get his life together, and instead of taking on a normal post-prison job, he instead created a YouTube channel titled GP Penitentiary Life Wes Watson, where he began to tell stories about what prison was really like. His ideal prison-like image helped all of his videos to explode in popularity.
So I went on that YouTube channel and it blew up.
This guy
Every video got millions
sounds
of views.
exactly like I could have
100,000
imagined.
subscribers in 28 days.
And with his physique also being in a very enviable position from his time away, Wes sold fitness programs and coaching via his social media channels. Wes also put out a book, and only 3 years after being released from prison, Wes had once again become a multi-millionaire.
That's why I've been able to make myself a millionaire and stay fit this quick. 3 years after doing 10 years in prison. Everybody told me, Wes, get a real job. Like, how are you going to support a family online coaching? Ha!
Which accompanied a whole new series
Quite
of
impressive.
videos in which Wes preaches the importance of good habits in the most brutally honest way possible.
You will have zero value in your life. Zero worth if you don't put the work in. If you crack that bottle and think it's gonna do it, massive downside. Hey, look at me. I'm having so much fun. We know how you look in the morning throwing up in the toilet, looking at your bank account all.
However, while prison led Wes Watson to become a successful motivational speaker, for the final YouTuber on our list,
Just a positive out. I like how these dudes who look like actual criminals, you know, they have the only positive outcomes. They seem like the best people. out of this whole list. I relate most to that guy and then the other guy, Jens. What the heck? That's crazy. I'm wearing a wig.
Our list, the opposite happened, and being a motivational speaker led him into prison. He was a Mexican YouTuber by the name of German Loera MX, and as mentioned previously, he was known for posting motivational and business content to his channel with over 5,000 subscribers.
Like a scammer.
However, instead of engaging in legitimate business practice, German instead decided to make money by kidnapping someone and holding them for a $100,000 ransom. 2 days after doing so, he was caught by police and was sentenced to 50 years in prison, where he remains to this day.
That's it? Are you kidding me? That was his business idea? Instead of motivational speaking, he went ahead and kidnapped someone and held them for ransom. What the fuck? Those things aren't even related at all.